to my awesome health journey. I am Brett Dupree. I'm still rocking the 3X's. This has been an interesting week for me. This is my weekly update. And mostly because my hamstring is still kind of bothering me. The funny part about my hamstring is that it really only bothers me when I go over 3 miles per hour on the treadmill for a certain amount of time. Like during my day-to-day, I barely even notice I have a hamstring. During yoga, hamstring doesn't bother me at all. But it's just during my day-to-day, during those times where I work out, which is also what I use to measure my progress. So that kind of upsets me a little bit. So I kind of babied my hamstring this week, though on Tuesday I did push it because it was this Catch Me If You Can workout at Orange Theory. And the way Catch Me If You Can works is that it has these milestones. And once you're caught, you write down how many miles you got. And the milestones they start out easier and then they get harder. First, for a while, they're every 2 minutes. And I think once you hit 16 minutes, it's every 1 minute. And the way it works, it starts out, you need to average like about 2.4 miles an hour. Then it goes up a little by little. By the end, if you don't want to get caught as a power walker, you need to do 4 miles an hour the entire time. The thing that's interesting for me about Catch You If You Can is it used to be my least favorite milestone. I used to hate it. Absolutely hate it because it made me feel shamed. Both times I did it, I think the coaches put in my times, so I didn't want to put them in or put my distances in because my first time. So the first milestone's at 2 minutes, and you need to hit 0.08 miles, which is 2.4 miles an hour. The first time I did it, I did 0.05 miles an hour, meaning I did not hit the 2-minute milestone almost by half. The second time was 0.07, so I almost hit it. And I do remember kind of pushing it decently hard to get 0.07 during that time, because back then, when I started out Orange Theory, I was like, my first month was 0.08 miles per hour, and I was happy to get up to 1.2. I was so fat and out of shape. It was ridiculous. So finally, I got a little bit better. I think I got like 0.34 miles an hour. But then my last one, I got like 0.78. And this time I got a mile. And so that felt good. That's like a 20 times improvement. That is great. It's one where it really shows me, how well I'm doing. And it's almost hard to imagine how out of shape I was 3 years ago. Like, hard to imagine because I've been at decent shape or decent out of shape for a long time. This is where I would be starting normally. Like 360, 370, and going like 2 to 3 miles an hour on the treadmill. This is like normal out of shape, it feels like. But, at the same time, I've come so freaking far. And to notice that is just, it makes me feel good, those milestones. Because today was like 362nd workout at Orange Theory, and there is a part of me who's kind of sick of it. Like, I'm going there. I think I've talked about this before. My acceleration of improvement is going down, so it's just like I'm not improving as fast. So I'm still improving, but the rate of improvement, which is acceleration, is slowing. Where's that velocity? Anyway, my velocity is slowing then. But either way, I'm not hitting as many like milestones there, and I'm just noticing smaller improvements or maybe lifting more weights. And there's part of me that's like, I don't really want to go. This week I had a couple days where I'm like, I don't want to go. And I tell myself that as I put on my clothes. When the girls, the women, the strong, beautiful women at yoga, one of them likes to ask me, on like a scale of 1 to 10, or 10 meaning I really don't want to be here, what scale do I get? And I say 7, and they always get a kick when I say how much I like yoga, that it sucked, because it does. I don't like yoga, but again, it's just me being honest with myself. But I like the way it makes me feel, and I know it's beneficial. And I don't hate it. It's not like, if I hated it, I wouldn't go. But I do feel better, and there are some enjoyable parts about it. I kind of joke, but I don't like sucking at it at all. Something that I know I'd feel better. Because a long time ago, when I was down like 300 pounds and trying to work out, I did do yoga tapes at home. And that was kind of fun, especially when I was able to do that thing where you lay on your stomach and grab your, like a boat or whatever. I got to the point where I could do that. And that was awesome. I wish I continued to do that, but I wish I can do that for almost all my workouts. I will say this about yoga is so many poses are not designed for people with testicles, or they don't have at least testicles in mind, because they're like, do this. I'm like, that is uncomfortable. That is uncomfortable. I guess I just have to situate things a little bit so I'm not squeezing the jimmies, especially with all that fat in between my thighs. That doesn't help. But actually, I got called out by the yoga teacher because she said to do this, and apparently I gave her an eye roll. Because in my mind, I was like, I don't think I could have freaking do that when I was like in wrestling in the best shape of my freaking life. Get on the ground and like pick myself up by my inner thighs. I don't know if I ever had that inner thigh strength to do that. Especially, I weighed like 200 pounds back then. I didn't weigh like 120, 130 pounds like a lot of the girls along the strong, beautiful women in there. Sorry, I'm trying to work on my language. Got to be woke. But seriously, though, people deserve respect and be treated with respect, and women should be called women, I think. Well, anyway, but just doing that, and a lot of it's like also in yoga, I have to be by the bars to get up and down, but it's also right next to the mirror, and you can really see, especially when I'm down and like I have to push, and I can see how big my stomach is, how big and round I am. It's like, I like looking at myself like this, because this is perfect for delusion and not thinking I'm that big, because I don't, like, from here up, I don't look that big. I look kind of strong and buff, but like stomach down, it's like pudgy. Also, I did a couple floor exercises, thumbs up one, and this one we're supposed to do lat. And I was like, time to do the beach whale. And I laugh at myself. But, the fact that I can even get on the floor, I think is great. Because that's not something I was able to do, again, when I was doing 0.05 at Catch Me If You Can. Oh, man. So, for overall, it's been a good week. I'm excited to play Draw Steel. I'm starting a Draw Steel campaign on Wednesday next week. I know I don't really talk about my TTRPGs, but that's one way I help with my mental health is through role-playing games. It's really good for, maybe I'll just do a video on how I think role-playing games have been good for my mental health. I'll do that maybe tomorrow. Anyway, that's my weekly update. It's been a very good week. I am proud of myself. And yeah, so thanks so much for everything, supporting me. I love you for who you are, and as always, you are worthy.